Welcome to the National Podcast. You know the bell. Prevent news. How are you beautiful folks doing today? Chipper, Chip, Chisel, Chipper. I'm tired now. Isabella Butters, all the other folks joining us through the finance. Tuning with us, one and only co-host. How are you doing, Jarita? How are you doing? Chisel, Chipper, Isabella Butters. How are you doing, Gerard?
Feeling so off, I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
a bit off today.
There are days like that.
It's my
Mama said
off
there'd be
day.
days like this. There'd be days like this. Mama said.
It's how the day started.
Yeah, trying to get a good start to it.
I wake up this morning, first thing I did was set up my cell phone, scroll there, I saw statements and all.
You just got to get a good start to it. You can text right to you. How do you always hear it?
Everything
You always
absurd.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. Good to see you, Lauren Jones, and as we said, Isabella Butters. Stephen Ramastar is here as well. Let's fight, guys. Let's fight. If below the belt, everything will be legal. Now the politics can be legal. We're good to have you folks in here on Grant and Maria Harris, Mavis Davis, well, Jenny's book is here too. Paul May Wilson, and all the other guys. We're so privileged you folks are here. If it's Thursday, we're talking about the state of the weekend. We're talking about the state of the weekend.
Lots to discuss on that.
Lots to discuss.
One of the things, Sherrod, because I know that we're going to deal heavily on what is going on, especially when it comes to the situation there of the Chinese landing and all those things,
Yeah, I'm right about that.
One of the things that I want us to actually weigh in a little bit on before we can get to that is what is going on right now with the cash grant that is supposed to be for the hinterland and rivering community. And the reports that are coming in, the reports are saying, the distribution of that $25,000 for household cash grant that was announced there for the hinterland and rivering communities. The reports are coming in that that process is laced in corruption and that and marginalization and discrimination altogether, in which some communities are getting the money while some other communities are not getting the money. One of the things, one of the things I can speak to directly is the fact that persons are being told, Region 7, by all intents and purposes, has been it is a hinterland community, and it has been under the category of a hinterland community forever. All persons there working there, teachers and so forth, working there in region number 7 in Bartica, they get what is called a station allowance because the community there is a hinterland community for the support of region number 7. Also, all scholarships that are given to the region, children getting scholarships to come down to Georgetown and so to study from Bartica goes under the category of a hinterland scholarship, because that's what it is. The community there, region number 7, the region there is a hinterland region. But what we are seeing now, and I know there are a lot of persons waiting to see if any clarity would be given or if any backpedaling would be done as it pertains to where this $25,000 cash grant will be shared out. But persons, there is no indication at this very moment that there is going to be any balance in the distribution there. And I want to say that region number 7, Bartica in particular, Bartica have 9 constituencies, and at this point in time, what is being reported is that the intention of the administration is to give certain constituencies, certain parts of the constituency in region in Bartica, and leave central Bartica without that $25,000 grant. And it makes no sense to me, Sherry, that somebody could be living up the road from me and getting $25,000, but I'm not getting this $25,000. It's blatant discrimination. That's what it is, And the folks there, especially the folks that represent the PVP that walks around in Bartica and profess to be the persons fighting for the rights of Bartica and all of that, they need to be called out at this point in time. with this blatant discrimination. Teachers working in Bartica and those persons, rightfully so, they get a station allowance because they're working in the hinterland. The scholarships the children receive there in Bartica, they get it on the category of hinterland scholarship. So how is it now that it's $25,000 that is designated to be cleared out to hinterland and riverine communities will not be cleared out for all the residents of Bartica? And I keep saying over and over, these communities, hinterland communities and so forth, the farther up you're going to hinterland, the more expensive things are. And persons living there in Bartica, the blunt of the cost of living, the exorbitant increase in prices on the coastline, it's felt even worse there in Bartica. So to go and to literally pass people's houses, you have to drive past them. You have to drive past the people's houses there. By the Rubber Road to go into other areas, there are other constituencies, and you're going to pass them as though they don't matter because you perceive that they don't support you politically. It is the most corrupt system you could think of.
Indeed, we want to say welcome to those folks who are now joining us. We just got through some additional pages, some additional social media network. We have all the folks joining us from around the world, folks. We've joined below the belt. Our international podcast. Today, of course, Thursday, we're discussing the state of the region and through the cases of what's happening with the cash grants for the additional students.
Yeah, and the cash grants altogether. Folks, we have been speaking about the cash grant, the distribution of the cash grant. And particularly, just yesterday, I was very much so speaking about the distribution of the school cash grant. That $30,000 the folks are supposed to be getting there for every child in school. Speaking to the fact that that process there with attaching the stipulation to say that, if you don't return textbooks, you can't get the money, by trying to complicate the bureaucratic process altogether, you opening the floodgates for corruption. And I saw them none other than Priya Manichan coming out with the most bizarre, ridiculous statement, actually not addressing any concept of corruption and the avenue for corruption. But as Priya, I expect nothing better. She's a preposition according to the woman, so we can't go down that road. I'm not going to argue with her, kudos to Priya, she knows what's up. But from where I am sitting, the floodgates for corruption, the avenue for corruption is wide open there when you have that system and that stipulation in place. You do not do things like that. You do not do things to further punish poor people. One of the things I noted, a comment came on one of my posts that says that, up to yesterday, someone was there at the education department and the person was making a complaint, pleading with them to get the money, the $30,000 for the child, because the woman was saying that, she was thrown out of her house and she could not make the rent and something of that sort, and she was thrown out of the house, and the landlord had put all her things out on the street. And in that process of chaos, the textbook got misplaced. But the school made it clear to her that she cannot receive the money. And then Priya wants to go and say, because you care. Come on. Right? I have a lot of tolerance for something, not for certain basic, blunt nonsense. It's just ridiculous.
Come on, Priya. Make it right. Make it right. Make it right for the people. That's what you say you're going to serve. It's not the people. It's not the people.
Mm-hmm.
The people who hurt. It's always the ones for the money. Always the ones.
The poor people. The poor people. The poor people. My goodness, I am so upset with the situation right now.
Always the ones, and
Absolutely. And certain people can't get it. When you have never been in a situation of poverty in your life, you will not understand what it is like to be poor. You can't understand that. So people are born with a gold spoon. Most people that were born in a comfortable lifestyle and all of those things don't understand the basic dynamics of poverty and the fact that these policies, as they're being so purported, affect poor people. Most ridiculous policy measures. And then if you want to bring any substance of an argument, bring it. Speak about the mechanisms that you have put in place when it comes to the distribution system that is going to ensure fairness. If you cannot do that, just shut your mouth and just move forward.
Or like Boris Johnson, come out of the office. And then people who are able to move this thing forward, come forward. Come on now, folks. We gotta do better. That's what we do. That's as much as we know. We gotta definitely do much, much better than we have been doing. And again, we zero in on this issue because in this country, what affects one affects all of us. What affects one affects all of us. If you can't say because, oh, I don't live inside these brackets, that doesn't concern me. Oh, I don't live here, that don't concern me. I don't live
correct.
But how many of us have all the things the way we have?
But the thing is, Sherry, I can sit back quite comfortably and say, like, let them continue to dig a hole for themselves. Yeah. I can sit back and say, let them continue to do it for that, because that woman there in absolute poverty that is trying to struggle, that is literally begging the school to approve her to get the $30,000, that particular woman isn't going to go and vote for them when they have such egregious policies that further impoverish her and her family. She's not going to do that. But I can't just say, let me just sit back and allow them to dig the hole and jump in and cover themselves, because people are hurting, people are starving. This is the state of the region as we're looking at right now.
Yep. Life. That's why we can't turn a blind eye to the fight. That's why we out here. That is why we out here. Right?
Sure, you sounded a little off.
Yep.
According to the comment section there.
My apologies. It's what it is. But folks, you gotta be out here fighting.
I'm going to ask folks to be very vigilant on the ground when it comes to the distribution of the school cash grant on the ground. Every single school. You be vigilant. Every single story. I'm going to be following at every single Ministry of Education.
Yeah. If you're having an issue with the cash grant, let us know. That's how we're going to highlight the issue. Folks, I would like to sit down and rest. I would like to take a break, but you work too much. We work too much. We got it out here working, folks. Working to get this thing back. Working to move this country forward. Working for people. You're on the front lines, as Judith says. For the people who are going to be dispossessed, marginalized. There's one Guyana, then there's another Guyana. According to this character, told today's type of news. One Guyana, then there's another Guyana. Right? One Guyana and then another Guyana. Are we going to take the music down a little bit? One Guyana, then another Guyana. But we got to be out here, folks. We got to be out here. We're going to take down the music a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So this is what it is. And you've got people who are depending on this money. To help their kids,
But the thing, the issue is that when you try to put in a policy measure that centrally cannot be managed and to have any level of fairness and balance in the distribution process, when you do that, it is impossible for the same yardstick that is being used in Region 1 to be used in Region 9. That is the issue. That is the issue altogether. So now you're putting personalities at play to determine whether or not, they should feel some sense of empathy to a situation or something like that. You do not do that. You do not complicate a system like that and then sit as the Minister of Education and profess that you care for all the children. You do not do that.
It's not right. It's not right. And I can't pretend it wasn't done. It's just not right. We got to do better by the people.
But address the issue. That is my thing, guys. I'm always calm and collected, but you have to address the issue. And unless you have the balls to come forward and address the issue, then don't say anything at all.
Well, this is my thing. The time you can be taken to respond, right, to the reader for some likes and some shares, address the issue. Address it. Don't waste taxpayers' time. If you can't do the work, move on the place. We got people ready to take office tomorrow, this afternoon.
When I see and when I'm listening to the formulation of these ideas that they put forward, when I listen to it all together, I constantly have to remind myself that these people knows not anything about poor people. Then they have never felt a day in their lives,
So. Yeah, you gotta tell them about being poor.
Jesus.
You gotta tell them about being poor. You ever so much y'all living in a house, you're sleeping in ships. Yeah? You ever mix egg with water just trying to stretch it? Yeah? You ever been to a shop? You buy $40 milk and throw in a little dab of sugar to make the little tea? You buy a 2 tennis roll and compliments of the shop man, you get a little dab of butter? You understand with some people coming from this country? Yeah? Y'all working for your multi-million-dollar salary and so on. Nobody think with that. But you swore to work for the people. Let me work for them, the man. Let me work for them. Who vex? That's what we say. We gotta work for the people. That's what we're signing up for. We gotta work for the people. Right? And too much foolishness happening in this country. And some of these folks.
It's a deflection and a diversion, duck and run for cover at every level.
Exactly.
I just do not get how does one think that they can completely, basically lie to people, present things that are not so, and just they just carry on with life as though it's normal. These people are ridiculous, most ridiculous.
In name of the nature. And I saw Irfan Ali saying he's coming back to Parliament for some money. And I say that in conjunction with the fact that very recently we celebrated International Parliament Day. Now these people should be so ashamed. I saw Mansour Nadir had a long write-up. So ashamed. When last we had Parliament? When last?
They don't care about
do the people's business.
The only time they come there for is for money. Guys, you know that I told you that they're going to be coming at mid-year. Come on, go back to February when the budget was passed and all of that, and we were having the programs. Go back and you're going to see that Director Finance said that they're going to come back mid-year for a supplemental. This is the people. It's the nature of the beast.
Yeah, and tell them how much to spend already. Don't let the piece out. How much is spent already?
Yeah, the administration.
Spend.
The administration is as absurd as you can possibly think.
Spend. That is what they're about. Spend. Right? Julia tells us they've already spent twice the amount. The APNU AFC spending the whole 5 years. They don't spend twice that amount. Right? But what do we have for it? If you're spending all the money, I'm going to go beg for 30,000. You spending all of that money while West, you're spending. I'm not going to go and beg for 30,000. That's where we there. That's where we be. That's where we at.
I'm seeing a comment there from, I'm always in the comment section. I'm seeing a comment there from Guyana Spectator, and it says, this hungry attitude is being pushed towards the fellas while work is available across.
Yes, the same way fake profile attitude being pushed.
No, the statement is saying work is available across the country, where he need to tell that to Barjagdio that is going throughout the country offering part-time jobs. He need to go tell that to Barjagdio that work is available.
Page and put it out there where these work at.
He needs to go and let Barjagdio know that there's work available across the country. So he will, so Barjagdio will not have to go and say, we're working, but we're going to give you this part-time job for now because we know you don't have employment. We know that there's no work, but we're going to try to present some part-time jobs, things that have not come into effect as yet. I don't think the Guyana Spectator page has been following it quite cleanly as to what is going on in our country right now.
You're
a little off today.
I know what you put it. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah. But folks, as we deal with state of the region today, we're focusing on Region 1, among some other places, and circling back, as it were, to the whole issue of what's happening at Chinese landing. That's what we're circling back to. what is happening at Chinese landing, right? Because there's a lot of foolishness happening. A lot of foolishness happening at Chinese landing. And this was one of the issues we followed, in which the UN Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination put out a definitive decision, because the indigenous brothers and sisters, this area is occupied by the Carib community. The Carib community, they couldn't get justice in the local courts, Rita.
Yep.
Members of the public, they couldn't get justice in the local court. They couldn't. And so they had to go outside Guyana. They were being ignored, much as they are doing now, by Pauline Sukai and her ilks and cabal. They're being ignored, Gwyneth Anderson and Alex Buvendrani, like that. They were being ignored. Folks, allow others to get credible and valid information. Do us the biggest favor and share the live. Smash that emoji button for us. They were being ignored. And so they went and put a case before this body, the UN Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. And the committee ruled in their favor that these people's lands, they were being deprived of those lands unjustly by the regime. Could you imagine? You are wealthy, like we are as Guyanese currently. You are filthy rich, but other people come, take away your money, barely giving you any of it to survive, and then telling you how you must hop, skip, and jump, and what you must eat, and how you must eat it, and what time, and in what quantity. That is what they did to the people of Chinese landing in relation to the mineral wealth in the earth that belongs to them. Right. So this decision was handed down quite recently. This matter started under the PPP and was just concluded under the PPP. It started when they were in government in their first iteration, when they did a whole pack of nonsense, but nothing has changed. And now they came back and the decision was handed down. You would think, as people, as Priya ended her post about you, who care, they would be hurrying to remedy the situation that they made possible. You think they'll be hurrying to do that? No, not Pauline Sukai. Not Anil Nandilal, who right now got his head down in a book looking to see who we can lock up for what trumped up charges. No, not Ashley Singh, not Bharat Jagdeo, too busy meeting with Sue. Not them. They weren't in a hurry to rectify. As a matter of fact, in today's Starbuck News, on page 10, right? You know, Starbuck News should cut us a check when the month comes.
I was thinking the
same thing. Should cut us a check when the damn month comes. Page 10, right? Mining situation in Chinese landing continues to deteriorate. And this is according to the Tushao Orin Finance. According to the Tushao Orin Finance. I don't know if there's any relation.
I don't know.
Orin Finance.
You never know.
Folks, you understand what we're telling you, Claude Waldron, Chin Sing Henry, Randy Cole? The situation in Chinese landing, Tushao was saying, has gotten worse since the judgment. The people who squatting on the land, even out the mineral wealth and resources, they're emboldened. That is right out of the PV playbook. They have become emboldened. And so on page 10, right, in the Starbuck News, the Tushao is complaining here. The Tushao is complaining. But it's more than that. It is more than that. Right? And this goes in tandem with another article we saw recently. So the Tushao says the problem has gotten worse. It has gotten worse. Right? And there's another issue. My Lord. The people like Boris Johnson, you know, it's problem after problem after problem. Not only is this issue in the paper, Jerita, but there's another issue. Let me carry it closer to Jerita. Right? Am I pronouncing this area right? Isenaru?
Isenaru.
Isenaru.
Middle Maz.
Middle Maz. This is an Akawayo community. Am I wrong, Jerita? If I'm wrong, you can tell me. If I'm wrong, you can tell me.
You continue, sir.
It's the Akawayo community. They also had a judgment on the similar circumstance where people squatting on the land, digging them out, digging out the mineral wealth to their own benefit. Isn't that much like what happened to me, Guyanese? Exxon digging me out. Huh? Exxon digging me out. They're digging out the Akawayos, the mineral wealth out of the earth, and the majority going to them. Another situation that came up under a subsequent, a former PPP regime. And again, a decision on that was recently handed down by the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights. Because the people there, the Akawayos, felt that their human rights were being deprived. To own the land, to mine on the land, to eat the fruit of the land. Right? So the Isenaru people, the Akawayo community there, they took their matter to the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights because, again, they felt as though the court system under the PPP was failing them. They had to go higher. Sometimes they gotta go to higher power. Gotta get an amen. Sometimes that is what you have to do. In today's paper, Jerita, you would think the people who post about Jerita and end the post stating that they care when this decision was handed down to make it right in the Isenaru community, where the Akawayos are brothers and sisters, where they dwell, where they inhabit, you think they'd be hurrying to remedy the problem. In today's paper, again, in the Sabbath News, right? Dennis Larson, the Tushao of Isenaru village, right? The Tushao of Isenaru village, in a letter to the press, he says the Isenaru village invites the government to meet and discuss repair of human rights violations. Isenaru village, this is head of the letter, invites government to meet and discuss repair of rights violation. Now, this decision was handed down weeks, if not months ago. And the people got to beg them, come and make it right. They got to beg them to come and make it right. Where we going? And where we there? We meet yet? Are we there yet? To this land flowing with milk and honey that the people, Progressive Party, promised? Justice for all? Are we there? The people got to beg them. In the papers, it says here, the Isenaru village invites government to meet and to discuss and repair rights violation. Letter signed by Dennis Larson, Tushao, Isenaru village. The people who care. You know, the people who care. Ain't meet yet since the decision was handed down. So it's two things to deal with on two fronts. The Chinese landing issue and then the Isenaru issue, both of which were decisions from an international body handed down to correct human rights violation, to correct wrongs in the indigenous community. And I don't know what spin, the spectator going to spin to make this look good. You're either right or you're wrong. Nasser Noor Mohammed, Marcia Aaron. You're either right or you're wrong. Thief in the people land, thief in the mineral wealth that belongs to them while they stay impoverished. It sounds like the PPP. It sounds like the PPP because we have seen, we have lived to see. God has granted us the power, the energy, the power of life to see how some villages get millions and billions of dollars. Them boys rolling Buxton, 7 ministers to hand over a lawnmower and a basketball hoop. 7 whole ministers, you know, Starbucks News called him out this morning. Oh, Starbucks, send me a check, man. Shit. Send me a check. Call him out this morning. This is more than that. In this editorial, Starbucks News said it is more than that. Right? It will not do. You got to go beyond that. Right? Sports equipment and so on will not solve the problem. Right? It will not solve the problem. And Judy can tell you about the inequity in the system, the disparity in the economic system in this country. Careless dictator, you think a hoop can solve that?
I think he does believe
that. You think a basketball can solve that?
I think he believes that.
You have to have the balls to fix the damn problem at the policy level.
I think Guyana Spectator would probably go out there and say, mow down the problem. That's
go play basketball. Walk on your strength. They're talking about food. I mean, damn thing I come back to food. Who hungry? Who hungry?
That is the most racist statement that anyone makes in this country. The most racially inciting statement that is made in Guyana goes to food every single time. Yeah. Hungry belly. Yeah. Those are the most racially insightful words in this country, right? Most racially insightful words. Anyone that says it should be taken to the Ethnic Relation Commission. That
who's sharing the life today, man? We talk about the let's touch Steve. Right? Because when you look a certain way, there are assumptions that are made. There are assumptions that are made, and you treat it that way. Right? Chuck Steve got a certain look in the book. And that is why they're shocked when they see Tree roll out with 40 chairs in a car representing Alibaba and the 40 thieves. Right? But the issue of Chinese landing persists. The issue at the Seneru persists. Right? And how could we forget our brothers and sisters like Ted and the others in places like Little Kanubali? Because they had some problems, some governance issues. Oh, Father, the minister refused them. They went in every program, even in ours, saying we need help. Money missing, right? All Sukaiwano is who? So she could promote them. And that's how the promotion is coming, Money missing. Folks, we saw some things here and are seeing some things that cause us to shiver and quiver. Look at this headline in the newspaper. In May the 22nd, look at this headline. Take this in your chest. I'd rather pelt a bell, but take this in your chest. For 21 months, the Amerindian People's Association has been unable to meet with Minister Sukai, the people who care. Jesus have mercy. But could you imagine trying to meet a minister for 21 months? Yeah? Maybe the minister too busy at Region 8 RDC meeting.
That is correct.
Chairing the meeting every month. Maybe she's too busy.
I have seen several minutes coming out of the RDC of Region Number 8. In attendance, I am seeing Pauline Sakai. Records of the RDC meeting is saying that Pauline Sakai is dictating how the meeting goes, answering questions that are put to that should be responded to there by the chairman of the RDC. But we're gonna get to that. But the
Amerindian People's Association, right? They said they've been trying for 21 months to meet with Pauline Sukai. The people who care. 21 months, Right? And as I was highlighting there, as we were highlighting, the people at Little Kanubali, who's sharing the life today? We live in, I see 900 plus of you on this live. Who's sharing the life today? You think you can hear this on NCN? They're ready to lock me up. And they just might lock you up very soon for saying these very things because we want you to know the truth. But they got to do what they got to do. Right, Anil? Do what you got to do. Do it quickly. What it is you have to do, do it quickly. Ashley Ford. The people at Little Canubali, they want governance to work. Not them. The more corrupt you be, you can be a two-shower under them. And then you had the issue of Murudi. The Murudi community, this is Deep South now, the Region 9. Deep South, similar mining issues. People coming from all over. And you were able to mine the land. The minister granting them rights to mine the land. But the people who live right there, take a half pint split piece in your chest. Take a quarter pint of oil. Take a pack of junk min. And people raping the land, digging me out. Billions of dollars in mineral wealth coming out in the land. Right? Take a solar panel. You know? Take a little cash grant. But millions upon millions upon millions, billions of dollars being ripped from the earth that belongs to those people. Murudi and Deep South. And how can we forget our brothers and sisters around the world? How can we forget Wiki Kalkuni in Region 10, Hururu in Region 10? All indigenous communities suffering from the same issues like Little Canubali. You got some corrupt PPP people spending out the people money, mismanaging the people money, thieving out the people money, don't want to give an account for the people money. And the minister refuses to budge. Because you'll understand in this country, once you're PPP, you're protected people. You can do no wrong. The law don't apply to you. You could shoot a woman in her belly. They got to dig out your intestine to save your life. And you go back to your work tomorrow. If you're PPP, you're protected in this country. You could bite a policeman. They could catch it on videotape. The whole world could see it. And no law would apply to you. None. You could end up bored like Guy Isle. You could get caught, your voice in tape, talking about how money gonna park for oil, and every barrel of oil you have to buy for the company, $10, 10 US is you own. So the $100 is the oil. 10 from the 100 is you own. No harm, no law will apply to you. You understand me? But you left on a live, and a man feel you referring to he when you say, Jagabas and Chanchkapo. See how they run out quick. See how they run out quick. Folks, this country getting better, you know. That's why I feel, Judah, when Big Auntie by Monday Market, I fed up. I pack in my bags, and I ready to go. I fed up.
They don't understand.
This body getting money. That body getting money. What happened to we?
Well, I can tell them the folks in Bartica is feeling that way right now. That's how the folks in Bartica are feeling right now. Because, and I have to be very specific, because it's not the entire Bartica. They're literally passing people's homes and going to other people and giving the money to them, you know.
Most disrespectful.
That's their plan. That's their plan.
People more. They know that you know, things are well by you. You can take a little fine brace, right? And then by can see supper go next door. You remember the folks with carton video and tape from Region 3, I think it was, talking about who must bring back a little cut from the money. Yeah? If you get 100,000, you must give back 25,000 as pay back and draw back and kick back and all kind of worries. Yeah? You remember that? Lord have mercy in this country, people catching hell. People catching hell. I remember the theme of the second budget. Actually saying, it says economic resilience and dynamism. How they going for we? Economic dynamism and resilience. But look the people who care. Look at the people who care.
They care about themselves.
Oh,
they care about themselves.
They finish the sentence.
Yeah, that's what I mean. When they want to say, we care about ourselves. You know, so don't get mixed up with what they're trying to say, you know.
I see.
And you see, because they said because we care dot about ourselves.
Yes.
That's the people.
That's a missing piece. It's English language, you save lives.
You know, right?
English language,
we
save lives.
We can't expect it coming from certain directions.
No, no. Folks, we got some issues in this country. As we discuss the state of the regions, we've touched several regions there, We do our homework. And this is what you all empower us to do. We can't do all of this ourselves. We got to get somebody a little small piece to help us with the research. Because when we come in with facts. Little Kanubali is region 1. Right? Chinese landing is region 1. Seneru, region 7. Morudi, we spoke about that, is region 9. Wiki Kalkuni and Hururu is region 10. And here, folks, here, we're only talking about some of the issues in the indigenous communities. Only some of them we're highlighting the state of the region. But this is how them boys govern. They saunter and stumble and fumble from crisis to crisis like Boris Johnson. But unwilling to fall on their swords. Their members, ministers and government officials, they don't have the testicular fortitude like the people in the UK who say enough is enough, Boris, I resign. 60 persons in government. I fell for you, Boris. I got make a tourney. Me can eating tomorrow. Enough is enough. And principle is principle. Where is the Guyana 60? Where is the Guyana 60? You hear, you seeing what's happening. I don't know how Mark Phillips could go to Buxton. I don't know how Nidge could go to Sapphire. Are your conscience, God of mercy, if the roaches ain't it out yet and prick you, but see what's happening? This is Onage who stood in the National Assembly and justified why people were being fired from the public service. Same woman. No, you had the privilege.
They posted on Facebook.
Of almost 2 years, you're seeing.
They posted on Facebook. That's one of the things, They made statements on Facebook that they didn't support the PVP. So that warrants them getting fired.
Yeah. And taking bread out of people's mouth. How it looking now, though? How it looking now?
That's what those people
right? Wow. But if a nation can stand up in the National Assembly and push a Bible alive, anything else is possible. Right? Anything else is possible. Mark Phillips really I know he there. Kwame, any post for Star, and the others, you know what they're there. But this is the people. This is the people. Right? I was made to understand that Pauline Sukai fell off a motorbike recently.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. She was in an excursion. God careful, might be the Lord talking to you. Because Saul was knocked off his horse by a bright light. You get him a different man. He got him a different man. Transfigured, changed. A different man. Here, Pauline fell off a motorbike recently. Could be the higher power talking to you, Pauline. I hope you're listening. And change your ways. And actually listen to the people. Can you imagine? People said 19 months. They tried to meet Pauline. Pauline tap on bike back. That's why I can't find she. And she little battery ride and so on. And she bike back moving through. Moving 21 months, even worse. 21 months. Right? Wish you all the best of health though. Hope you get back to health very soon. I attend to the people. Wish you all the best. Get back to health soon. And get back to changing the lives of the people.
But Pauline is a particular.
I like how you say that.
Minister,
right?
That doesn't.
Pauline. Pauline is just Pauline. Pauline.
She's one of those ministers that goes when there is a sitting of the National Assembly and she's absolutely silent from beginning to end. I think I can count on one hand among the times she spoke since the administration took office.
And then gone talking plenty by the RDC meeting.
Correct.
In Region 8, taking over the meeting, but she ain't saying nothing in the place where she's authorized this week. She ain't saying nothing there. You know, she ain't saying nothing there. Right? Nothing at all. Right? Nothing at all. Folks, this country needs leadership. But we ain't got it here. We don't have it here. We don't have it here. Right? Not in this cabal. Not in this crew. Irfan is hot here. Everybody finding out. He talks a good talk. He talks a good talk. That one Guyana talk is talking a good talk. It's talking a good talk. But when it comes to walking the walk, of making real the promise of one Guyana, that's too much hard work. Right? That's too much hard. I want Guyana Spectator and his ilks and cabal to show us any part of this country where one Guyana in operation. Any part of this country in which one Guyana, you can see it, the Heba, things different here.
But people need to realize the implications, the ripple effect of the current actions of the administration. And then they're going to start to think a little differently when they realize it's going to affect not only them, but their family, their children, and their friends. Because the fact remains that not everyone has a gold spoon in their mouth. You know, not everyone is able to go out there and spend and live lavishly. And because of that, the ill-conceived policy measures by the administration will affect them. And that is the truth. Persons could take it however they want it. And I always say, bring the facts that are contrary to what I'm saying. Bring those facts. So much nonsense going on. The reports that are coming out, the statistical reports that are coming out that represents where the country is right now, it's damning to the administration. So it has no amount of defense that can be put up that is going to change those numbers.
Yeah.
Those facts will remain facts.
Yeah. I know what I was asking there about where is the Ghana 60, like the UK, who are willing to say enough is enough. Citral Gibson, one of the folks that not only talk the talk, but walk the walk with us here as a program. Citral says, the Ghana 60 is a pack of fat, thieving. He said Boris 60 is a group of decent people, right? A group of decent people, Citral says, with immaculate character.
Well, the thing is, we have different bodies here in the country. Whenever they stand up, we have bodies with professional people that gets up and they stand up
Oh,
and they
yes.
speak out. And what happens when they speak out?
Oh, yes.
You would see none other than the Irfan Ali himself would go and call them naysayers, go and try to belittle their impact altogether by parking it. Where were you when this was happening and that was happening?
One Ghana for you.
And that's the test of democracy, the democracy that they so profess to uphold. When it is tested on those parameters, they always fail, because in order for you to uphold a strong democratic system in your country, those bodies need to be respected.
Correct. They need to be respected. But there's an administration who don't understand that. Right? Because respecting a body might mean, if the Constitution so dictate, consulting with the leader of the opposition. Meaningful consultation.
I think they saw some clause that says someone have to recognize somebody first or something like that.
Oh boy. Oh, they add their own thing to the Constitution?
Well, I think
they show the section. I see. They show the whole section. Folks, these are the issues before us. And I want to ask those of you people of faith, unlike Ghana Spectator, right? A secular soul. Pray for this country, Things can get worse before they get better. Today's newspaper, Jude was articulating in this morning's program, FYI. Thank you for all of you who follow us from FYI right on. Women come here, this is I watch everything. FYI, below the belt, in the ring, everything, everything on the website, everything. I there. Thanks to those of you who got a kind of fortitude. This morning, Sky True News, they're talking about how by year end, right, cost of living was double. You understand when I said things that get worse before they get better? What do you mean? Could you imagine the cost of living double? Rita, when you go in the shop now, well, 30,000 is one bag coming out with,
What you need to understand, and
what
everyone needs to understand,
teach me a great one about your feet,
is that the cost of living as it is on the coastline, it is doubled right now in the hinterland.
Wow.
Right? People need to understand it very clearly. The cost of living and those numbers as projected, those are urban figures. The people that are living in the hinterland are paying exorbitant prices for every single good that they consume.
And that is why I don't look to political leaders, as me source. I don't look to Ashley Singh as me source. You gotta look higher.
Ashley doesn't go in the hinterland.
Like the indigenous people,
probably back in the
you gotta
early
look higher.
Used to go there,
because when you think about cost of living, the double Georgia, what you sending me back to the streets? You send me back on Lambert Avenue, where the Lord saved me from? You send me back by the cathedral? This old body won't fetch nothing much now. That's where you're sending me?
Let me just give an example. I was in, what I haven't gone for this year is yet, but I was in Ramadan last year. And folks, you would pay, say, $300 for a bottle of water, tropical mist water, and about $300 for that bigger bottle there.
5-gallon bottle.
Right? No, not a 5.
The ordinary.
Not to refill it, but if you just buy anything.
The biggest of
it's 1
the smaller
liter.
bottle. The biggest of the small.
Is it 1 liter? I believe that's what it is. Nevertheless, so you would pay approximately $300 for that bottle of water on the coast, right, in Georgetown, on the coast, and so forth. Touching down in Ramadan, you have to pay over $1,100 for that bottle of water.
Wow.
Right? Actually, touching down in Cameroon, you have to pay over $1,100 for that bottle of water. And then if you have to go from Cameroon to Ramadan, then you have to pay even more. So that's why I say, when you talk about the cost of living, the price of goods altogether, that is the price.
Wow.
That is what has been experienced in the hinterland there. Hinterland regions are feeling the blunt of it altogether. People need to understand what's going on. When things travel from the coastline to regions like Region 7, when things go to Bartica, the cost of living in Bartica, when it comes to consuming goods, you cannot manage that. People go and they get a shock waves going through when they realize the price we pay for goods in Bartica.
When I hear them prices, all I think it is, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Draw me nearer, Father. Draw the eye nearer, because them prices killing me. 1,100 for that bottle.
That was last year, mind you. And that was last year.
When I see the bottle, I said, pipe into the kitchen when I start washing the waist one time. I can't pay for that. Right? What you want me to do for $1,100? I do a lot of things in my time. Right? What you want to do for this bottle of water? Name it, because I ain't got pockets so deep. Is either I'm going thirsty?
That is the sixth
is either I'm
state
going
that
thirsty.
things are in. The sixth state that things are in.
Right? Is either we going thirsty? So I don't know. Who's sharing the life for us? Who's smashing the emoji button? Hundreds of you joined the podcast. Guys, are we so happy
So
you're here?
Rhonda is saying that she's paying $200 for a pound of sugar now.
Oh, what for 170? I hear sugar short.
Sugar.
There's a sugar shortage.
Well, the people we can't.
As the wrong sugar shortage.
Production.
Because the sugar down sugar in short. The sugar down sugar, the good. Right? Greeter man, you see some comments, man. Look, Yvette, I love your voice.
Oh,
you're seeing things,
I
man.
I didn't see it.
Lord. You should not see.
Who, my voice?
Rise and bind with things.
I tell you, I would not survive. I will not even attempt to do it.
Folks, listen, we got some work to do, eh? We got a little work to do this.
There's a lot of work to be done, and what we need, the first thing that we need is for dialogue amongst the people, and then and that moves up to and some bit of willingness of the administration to actually listen to the people.
Correct is
and
right.
The needs of the people, because as there's no willingness, you simply highlight something, you say, this may not be the best way, let's look for a win-win situation. You want the children to get the money, you want the textbooks to be returned, let's look for a win-win situation. No, we don't want that. We don't want a win-win situation.
What they want is people to come to beg them.
That is what they want. They want to see people lined up there, begging them that, oh my God, this is a situation, I couldn't do this, and this got missed. And they want that, and then they're going to say, oh, come. They want people to say, oh, great one, can I please, humbly beg for your intervention to give me this $30,000 that was already budgeted for me in the National Assembly. That's what they want. That is what they want. Mm-hmm. They have brought people to their knees when it comes to the situation in our country, the cost of living. They have brought people to their knees to grovel and beg for any bit of help that is being offered. Even when things are being budgeted, they intend for people to go and beg and plead to get those resources. Yeah.
Naomi, I'm seeing your comment there. Naomi, I see your comments. I want to pretend I see it. Naomi says, Sharon, if your wife contact me, I would tell her a remedy to get rid of the cough. This one indictable. This one indictable.
It's different. It's different here.
Different. Thanks, Naomi. I can tell she contact you. Make contact.
Make contact ASAP.
Quick. I need a remedy. Something gotta give. Mm-hmm. It's painful now to cough. It's painful now. But folks, cough or no cough, I can't be out here. Mm-hmm. Right? Me want somebody tell me about the action. I got the action there, and what bro, folks, ensure you share and if all 900 of you. I know some of y'all fast in the trench. These jackpots and trench trappers come out. The people see what we doing, so they're not going to share it. They know if they share it, a PPCV in the profile, they lose the job tomorrow. So they won't share it. They can't share it. They write WhatsApp.
Come on, those people look at your Facebook posts to determine whether or not you're employable. You forgot? You forgot those statements at the level of the National Assembly?
Correct. Rhonda is saying here, I need some bush medicine along with some mental crystal. Yep. Rhonda, I want my hair fall out, Rhonda, how you doing? Margaret Nelson, how you doing? Rhonda Lane, Chinting Henry, Edward Gonzalez from
the Bronx.
Riri Mingo Garaway. Right, says a good thing she don't use sugar. Good thing she don't use sugar. That's what she said. Mm-hmm. I see Margaret and Naomi are having the work conversation. Ramilianda, how you doing? Folks, get the program and share before you go. Smash that emoji button if you can. Tomorrow is open mic. So you might want to comment on this very issue. Tomorrow is open mic. Tomorrow, I think I want to deal with some issues of race in the open mic. If you have had experiences where you felt somebody was, racism was being perpetuated against you, let's talk about that tomorrow. Right? Let's talk about that tomorrow. Right? Or when Don Cook says I have to go to Mama Fifi. Come on, dancing over here. Man Kayaba, woman Kayaba.
This is when
Thank
I
you
know.
very much.
This is when I feel my age, and I know that I'm too young for this because I don't know what shirt is talking about.
Here, see, Rebel telling me, I need a shot of high wine. You know the
goodness.
Thing. You know the thing, huh? It's about time.
High wine.
It's about time. Unfortunately, I don't drink. Unfortunately.
I think high wine, that's like the rum shop, right? The downstairs kind of rum shop. Special.
Oh, guys, thanks for all the advice. Mint and cure for all. What's the cure for all? Mint and cure for all. Right? Mint and cure for all. Where did I see that? Mint, yes. Maureen Carpenter Williams says mint and cure for all. What's the cure for all? Like I'm writing some of these remedies. Onika Sinclair says ginger, garlic, lime, or lemon juice at least 4 times per day. Somebody was telling me earlier on gargling with the brown Listerine. Let's have them.
The brown Listerine. Okay.
The brown Listerine. Okay. I don't know if there's 14-year-old or 15-year-old. the brown Listerine.
Anytime my throat feels a little sore or anything like that, my mother would say that take on Epsom salt and put it in some warm water and gargle it, and I always do that and true to her word.
I think every remedy for me, I'm gonna go Epsom salt in.
I'm telling you,
every remedy. Guys.
So,
because Trish and I were discussing something the other day,
and it's gone.
And she said Epsom salt in some water, and it wasn't sore throat.
It wasn't sore throat. What it was? I can't remember.
Father of his birthdays. Folks, it's a privilege having you guys. We love spending time with you. We love talking with you. And we know tomorrow you're going to talk back to me. We're looking forward to it. Folks, we're looking forward to it. So tomorrow I can come and tell us what's bothering you. But I want to talk about race and racism in this country. And if you felt you've suffered at the hands of racism,
Yeah, and I want everyone to weigh in, because racism in this country is experienced at every level. Every ethnicity, every level at some point in time would have had their own bit of experience, and it's important for us to start this conversation, to have the conversation.
Yeah.
So if we don't have the conversation, we will never move forward.
You're so right. Chinsing Henry looks like my kind of person. Chinsing says you need some antibiotics with some vitamin C and lots of fluids. Right, folks, you wouldn't know this, but I had a bout of sickness the other day when I was missing for a couple of days. I think we were off the air for like Thursday evening, right until the new week. Since before that, the Monday I was tremendously ill and all the programs coming through. But we bore up until we could take no more. And then the system just said, shut up.
We're like, no, rest.
Run the carrot to the ground. Right? This is not so severe. Over the last weekend, I had the flu, sickness into flu, and this cough has been the lingering thing from that. Right? So, but we can deal with it.
But that's my mother gives me work.
That's a minor thing. We can deal with it. Right? We can deal with that. Right? There's a lot of doctors on here. You say if it's the flu, antibiotics wouldn't work.
Yeah, that is true. Right? Very much true.
Here, Naomi says it is the jagabats in my throat. The jagabats in my throat. Folks, it's been good having you guys. We're going to see you guys right back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Looking forward to it.
Are you not seeing them?
Looking forward to it.
Are you not seeing them this evening?
And on the podcast, for the podcast. Same time, same place, guys. And please remember, partner with us. We're so heartened by those of you who helped us out the little lot we had. Well, every month, folks, at the end of the month, we got responsibility. Every month. We don't want to have them, but it's a natural order of things.
Natural order of things.
Natural order of things. They're there, folks. Right? They're there. We gotta face them. If we want to bring this information to you in the way that we do, we gotta face them. Right? Unfortunately, we don't own our own space yet. That's all part of the vision. Right? We still depend on GPL. We still depend on AT&T. We still depend on other service providers to make this all possible. And we depend on you, our people, to carry us in this regard because we totally public funded. Totally. Thanks to you, we're still out here, folks. November is 2 years. Believe it or not, God willing, November is 2 years. We out here fighting. Imagine that. 2 years. Right? You know, when we started in the ring, I tell you this, and Ghana Spectators as support. You know,
you don't get any spectators, don't get no following on the page.
Different, right? I'll tell you this: when we started in the ring, people thought we were a joke. They're laughing out.
You know, right?
They're laughing out. When we say something, we get some long epistle response to it.
Cuss out.
You know, and so on. They're not laughing out. You know, they got people that pay to come on these shows and listen and write down and report back to HQ.
Mm-hmm.
So we're creating jobs for people. You see how we are?
I look forward to the responses.
We're creating jobs for people. Right? We're creating jobs for people. As simple as that. You gotta go and report, write down verbatim.
I see 97 share theirs. We need 3 more. Come on.
Right? We need some shares, folks. We need some shares. Right? Do it petty like that.
I am very direct. I want to have the, you know.
Yes.
Sharon would say, like, if we are like 3 minutes out to get to that hour and 10 minutes or so, I'm like, no, you gotta wait it out.
Well, I have nothing else to say. The program finished there. Folks, we got Cash App, we got Zelle, we got PayPal, we got MMG. We're able to buy a MoneyGram and Western Union as well. You want some more information, need any guidance? Our WhatsApp number is 627-6963. That is our MMG number as well. 627-6963. Our WhatsApp and our MMG number. We'll give you guidance. Right? Partner with us. Sponsor. Right? I see Carl asking if we can bring business sponsors on board. If any business sponsor wants to come on board, they're welcome.
Yeah.
We don't refuse money. Right? When you've been long in this business like me, with this old body, you don't refuse money.
The whole body.
This whole,
it's the whole body.
Right? From Lambert to Lambert Street to the Cathedral. Right? I don't refuse money. This whole body.
Lambert Street to the Cathedral. I'm not from Georgia.
You'll understand it better by and by.
I'm not from Georgia.
You'll understand it better by and by.
You tell me about First Avenue.
I can say no.
And First Street and so forth, you know. I'm good. Third Avenue, wrong my foot to bar there, Bardico. That's what I know.
Yeah. Folks, have a great afternoon. Treat us the last word.
And the last word is share, and have a great day, guys. You know, we appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure that you continue to support us. You are our family. You have been excellent in what you've been doing. Continue to support, do your part, and we're all going to be, the rising tide will float all boats, and we're all going to be very, very much in a better space in due time. Bye, guys.
Bye, folks.